Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography Podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. Hello, everyone. Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography Podcast. My guest today is Cheryl Simmons. She is the founder and owner of Cheerfully Cheryl, based in New York. How are you doing today, Cheryl?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's been a good day so far. How's your day going up to now?
Oh, up to now, it's been very, very busy, but busy with a purpose is good, right?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for agreeing to be part of my podcast or my movement. I appreciate you being here and agreeing to chat today.
I am thrilled to be here. Thank you so much. And this is my first podcast interview, so I'm super excited. And
awesome. You'll be good. You'll be fine. So let's jump right in. Cheryl, you say that you have and use 20 years of experience in leadership roles in over 12 different industries. What kind of roles did you have, and what were some of the companies and industries you worked in, and how has this experience helped you in your role as an entrepreneur and founder, owner of Cheerfully Cheryl?
Oh my, I have so many stories for every industry that I've worked in, and some of them were all at the same time too.
Oh, okay.
What it stemmed from was just, I think I've always had this sort of bug to be a business owner or entrepreneur, even from being a child, the lemonade stand and, let's rake all the leaves in the neighborhood and get $5 a house. So that sort of bug has always been in me, and then more enhanced in high school as taking on leadership roles in, student government and stuff like that. So I really was primed through my childhood to go into college and to make use of some of these leadership skills. It's a buzzword, but it takes on a variety of different looks. So for me, it began in college, again, having leadership roles in student organizations, planning campus-wide events. I really love planning events, so I created my own event planning company so I could do it for money outside of school.
Yeah.
So that was pretty fun. It was just a hobby at some point, and then I started getting bigger projects and weddings and, the real corporate events. And that was a thing, but I was still a recent college graduate, and I graduated during the 2008-2009 financial crisis. So it's a lot of what it looks like right now with the job market being pretty low.
Yeah.
So if you can imagine, I had to take on a bunch of different jobs just to get the bills paid and to pay back my student loans for my fancy education. So my first few jobs out of college was my event planning company, which I was doing on nights and weekends. I was working retail at Best Buy.
Okay.
Imagine me in my cute little blue shirt, where I worked my way up to manager. Mm-hmm. I also took on a real estate job in New York City, where I showed very fancy apartments to people that were making way more than I ever dreamed of making to make a tiny commission. And then that whole run and gun had me a bit tired, and my plan was to get a 9-to-5. Right? Then I wouldn't have to worry about someone not purchasing this apartment, or an event not happening, or the event not happening the way I thought. Or
just the comfort and safety of a steady paycheck, right?
Yes, and that's what we're sort of told, right? The whole goal is to get a 9-to-5 with benefits, so you know exactly how much you're getting paid, and that's like the dream that they sell you. So I got my 9-to-5 in 2009 at a law office, right on Wall Street. I now refer to it as the McDonald's of law firms. I won't say the name here, but I got a really hard look at what a 9-to-5 was like, and to get paid very little for doing a lot. And I had the opportunity to move up at the law firm. So I did that. I became a paralegal after just being a front desk person to answer the phones. They didn't even have a title for me. I was just the girl to answer the phone. So at this point, this is right after college, I am working in law, retail, real estate, and event planning.
Wow.
At the same time.
That's crazy.
And thinking about it now, I'm not exactly sure how I did it all, but it flowed seamlessly. I still had time to hang out with friends and to continue forming a lasting relationship with my now husband. And then shortly after that, I began to get other job opportunities in different areas. I have a background in theater and psychology, and I hadn't used that right outside of college. So once the market started to turn around, I did start using my college degree.
Yeah.
So I managed a theater at a state university for a few years.
Wow.
All while working at a photography studio where I worked my way up to manager, and was then managing multiple studios while getting a position in fundraising and development at the university where I was managing the theater department or the performing arts center. So
you really have had quite a few roles in different industries.
It's really, and I don't write it down and I don't talk about it often because, people have very different ideas about what kind of skills you can learn and develop from different industries.
Right.
But really, if you think about it, you're just developing and enhancing your own skills and strengths.
That's right.
No matter what scenario or industry it's in. And then
Right.
you utilize those skills to benefit in other areas.
100%. So what made you decide to give up these roles, these multiple roles in different industries, corporate life, to pursue entrepreneurship in the coaching world?
Well, that came to me from a push from a mentor of mine. Full disclosure, I am still multi-jobbing right now.
Okay.
I do have the coaching business, but I am a leadership educator at a state university.
Okay.
And many of my colleagues and mentors in that capacity are aware that I had this event planning business and I really enjoyed it, but I had to stop my event planning business when I was pregnant with my twins. Because I couldn't travel anymore, and certainly nights and weekends were more challenging when you're caring for babies.
Yeah.
And then they were here, so it became
Next thing you know, they're here.
They're here, so I really can't do those things. And my mentors, they saw a change in my energy, and they'd asked what I was missing. I said, I really miss connecting with my clients for events. What do you miss about them? Well, my favorite part was being able to help them through different issues, challenging relationships with the mother of the bride and all this stuff. And they really pushed me. They're like, well, why don't, it sounds like what you've been doing all these years is actually coaching with the side of a party. Why don't you consider doing more coaching? And that way it's not something physically demanding that you have to be there in person. It can be done online.
Yeah.
So I started to look into that, and the reason why is sort of twofold. A, when you run your own business, you have a lot more control over your income.
Absolutely.
When you work for someone else, you can control the income a little bit by making suggestions or asking for raises, working hard to get promotions. But then think about when I graduated from college, right? It's the same climate as right now. You can be the hardest working person in your office, in your company, in your industry, and depending on what's happening in the world, you may not get that promotion or that raise. So I wanted to create a space for myself to have more fun and do what I'm truly passionate about, and I do it at my capacity at the university, but I wanted more control over the income piece as well.
Okay. Now, can you tell us a bit about Cheerfully Cheryl and where the name came from?
Oh my gosh. It's kind of a funny story because I don't know if this is the same for many other business owners, but there's always there's a stop in your process of like what you're going to do to build this business and your goals. You're like, well, what am I going to call myself? And you can tell me if you had the same experience creating this podcast. Like, what do we call it? What is the name that sort of speaks to, well, the name has so much power. It has to tell people what you're doing.
Yeah.
It like shares your brand. It's something that's going to stick for a very long time. So you have to love it.
Yes.
I didn't have a name. I wrote down, I have a notebook, I kid you not, from, I don't know, 2 years ago that literally has about 32 different names for what we know as Cheerfully Cheryl. I asked a colleague to look over this list. I emailed it to them, and I signed it Cheerfully Cheryl, as I have been signing my emails for years and years, because Sincerely Cheryl didn't sound right, and Yes Cheryl sounded too proper. And she replied to the email with Cheerfully Cheryl. That period.
There you go. And it was born.
And it was born. It was that easy.
Yeah, the name for the podcast just kind of, I had a few names I was toying with, but that Empowerography really just stuck out because it ties in my photography business with empowerment and what the boudoir photography is all about. And as well as, I think that the name is very fitting for the podcast too, because I'm interviewing women that are and feel empowered to share their stories. So it was just a natural fit. It came fairly easily though. It didn't take me too long to come up with it. So it was good.
It's brilliant.
Well, thank you.
Brilliant name for a podcast.
Thank you. Now, how long has Cheerfully Cheryl been up and running?
So officially, Cheerfully Cheryl has been up and running for, at this time, just about a year and a half.
Okay.
I had been unofficially coaching before deciding to make it a permanent thing in my life for years before that, in different ways. It was word of mouth, or again, clients that I've worked with before during events that needed help later on in life, which was really nice. But officially as Cheerfully Cheryl, about a year and a half.
Excellent. Can you walk us through your process when you get an inquiry from a potentially new client? What's your onboarding process? How does that work?
Okay. So I hang out on social media a lot. So a lot of my conversations start in, the comments of a feed post, or someone commenting on a story. And if someone has a question, that's where the conversation starts, and we start talking about what interest they have in their success, or how they might need help in different areas based on organization or productivity. Then I invite them to a consultation call. And on the consult, we go over some of the biggest frustrations that someone would have, and just a few inklings on what their goals might be like. And we go over what it would look like to have coaching and see if it's a good fit, because as you know, you're a photographer. That chemistry, the first meeting, is so important to how the results will happen later on.
For sure.
So we spend that first call just having relationship talk, and then we go through a few different packages. And it's as easy as that. I become your accountability partner for 6 weeks. And really, I'm like a walking pep rally.
It's a good analogy, a walking pep. I love it. What is the most exciting and inspiring part for you about being an entrepreneur?
I think the most exciting part is being able to pivot and adjust your business based on your feelings and thoughts, and how much you're empowered as a business owner, and then linking that with the goals and dreams of the customers who you serve. And that's for any business.
Yeah.
Having the flexibility to make those adjustments is so much fun. Again, and that comes from me working in a very corporate, state-run environment where, if you have a thought to change something or a process, or, have some innovation that something that you've discovered, it has to go through all these layers just to get approved to give it a try.
Yeah, exactly.
Being an entrepreneur, it's literally about failing as much as you can to get to something that is truly impactful for the people that you serve.
Absolutely. What part of your job, your business, is it that you love the most?
The part I love most is being able to connect with the customers.
Yeah.
I'm a small business. I can't imagine not being able to text or DM or comment on the post of one of my clients, or being able to send them an email that I know is going to make them smile at just the right moment. Larger businesses, and I'm talking like the huge corporations, they can sort of operate like that, but they don't have that one-on-one connection.
That's right. Yeah, it's not as a personal feel as a small business has with the clients, right?
Yeah. And then the relationships that you build with the clients.
Right.
I have clients that have become great friends, even in just the short amount of time that I've been Cheerfully Cheryl. And that really speaks to how we can all really empower and uplift each other. It's not just a one-way street.
Yeah. If you could go back, would you change anything about how you did things?
Cheerfully Cheryl things?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or in your previous life as a corporate worker, would you change anything in your journey?
I'll go with corporate life first. If I could change anything, I would have put more into entrepreneurship earlier on. I would have dreamt up Cheerfully Cheryl a lot sooner. And in the Cheerfully Cheryl realm, I would say I would have invested in education sooner. Right? I've been doing this officially for a year and a half. Yeah. And there are things that I know today that I wish I had known a year ago. Struggles that I've gone through that really could have been helped by, getting a coach sooner, or, investing in that online course, or investing in certain areas. I wish I would have done it sooner.
Okay.
Now that I know the value.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think your unique skill set or superpower is that has helped you become successful?
That's a good question. I think one of my superpowers is being able to lean into my strengths and utilize my strengths in ways that are not normally utilized. One of them being an ability to see other people's strengths and helping them to strengthen those things and use them in other ways. So I'll give you a quick example.
Sure.
Say that you are sort of an outgoing person and you're able to build a quick rapport with a group of people, any type of people. You're the person that goes into the party and you can strike up a conversation with anyone in there. A lot of people will see that strength only as a strength in the social arena, but it's quite valuable in organizations and companies when you can walk into a room and have an influence on one person in that room. So how do you utilize that strength of yours to really make an impact in the rooms that you stand in now and the rooms that you wish to stand in later?
I love it. That's great. It's a great way to look at it, a great way of thinking. What would you say is the biggest pain point that you've been dealing with in your business these days? I mean, aside from COVID, the whole pandemic, but what would you say is a big pain point that you've had to deal with lately?
A pain point for me is around and I'm going to be candid here because this is what this is about. Yeah. The pain point for me is around the ask for money. I've been doing this work for so long for free. It almost doesn't feel good to then charge someone for something I know would be so impactful in their life. Yeah. But then there's some mindset work around that. I think that as women in general, we've sort of had these thoughts instilled in us from being a child that we have to be helpful and we have to give more and be caring.
Nurture.
And do more. Yes, that nurture. And for many of us, I think the statistics, the data shows that for many of us, it's challenging, even in corporate environments, to ask for a raise because, we're doing it already. So we don't really I don't want to ask for too much. So I struggled with that in the corporate environment, and thought that it wouldn't be a pain point for me in my own business, but it is. And I'm working through that because I can see I'm changing my mindset around that value.
Yeah, that's it. It's self-worth and self-value. You have to value what you're doing. It's not easy. It's a hard struggle to go through, but if you put in the work and you work at it, you'll get there.
Thank you. I'm working on it.
It's a work in progress, right?
Yes.
What makes you feel inspired or like your best self?
Oh, so many things. So many things. I really set up my life in a way that I'm just consistently inspired, and not just, once in a while or get a phone call. It's momentarily throughout the day. I start my day with a morning practice where I write down a mantra that kind of rings in my head throughout the day.
Yeah.
And I usually add a little piece of gratitude. If I don't have time to write it, I'm thinking it. And then I schedule my day so that I have moments of inspiration. So maybe it's time with my children.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a phone call with a best friend. A lot of times it's the clients that I work with, like that really inspires me. So I'd like to do client work, actual sessions, not just the consultations, at least once a day. So I know at some point there's going to be 5 points in my day. I know for sure that I'm going to be inspired. Amazing. And then even as far as social, I'm committed to following accounts and listening to podcasts that bring me joy, educate me, or inspire me to go harder. When you set up things in that nature, like I don't have to think about where to find inspiration. It's
just comes.
It's constantly being presented to me.
Yeah. Who would you say have been the 3 most influential people in your life?
Oh, that's a hard one. I don't know if I can name just 3. I would have to say, I can't not say my mom.
Yeah.
She's going to be listening to this. And B, just so much that she has sacrificed in her life to make sure that I have the best possible opportunities for my growth and my success. And I've seen her do it over and over again. Now that I'm an adult, I appreciate the things that she did even before I had any concept of it.
Yeah.
Influential.
2 more for me.
I'm influenced by many.
Yeah.
These days, I'm influenced by my children.
Yeah.
Especially during this climate with COVID.
Yeah.
And at the time of this recording, the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah.
And I have twins. They're 4.
Yeah.
So they see the world in a very innocent and youthful way, but they have real insight on things. So hearing their responses to things that are happening in the world is really impacting how I speak about it. Because I want to be a role model for them and other children like them in the world.
Yeah.
3rd person, 3 most influential people in your life. I am not going to name a 3rd person, but I will say that there are a group of people are my biggest supporters and have been for a very long time. Without them, I would not be the Cheryl that you know today. Continuously.
That's awesome. How would you describe yourself in 1 word?
Cheerful.
There we go.
This is my energy 99.9% of the time. And if you can imagine, this is one of the longest work days I've had in a while.
Yeah.
This is me.
Cheerfully Cheryl.
Cheerfully Cheryl.
There we go. If you were stranded on a deserted island and could only have 1 item, what would that item be?
Oh my goodness. It would be my phone. I would hope and wish that there was a glimmer of service.
Yeah.
But not only just to communicate with people and stuff like that, but my phone is where I store a lot of things. So the photo. Lifeline. I'm sorry?
It's your lifeline.
It is my lifeline. But I've been places without service.
Yeah.
And still my phone is in my hand. It's my camera.
Yeah.
It's the storage place for the thoughts that are flying around in my head. I can jot down ideas.
Yeah.
All the things that happen outside of, the normal uses of a phone are stored on my phone. I should really get a better case for it. I'm looking at it right now, and it's a little shady for something that's so important to me. But the devices that we use are more than just communication devices.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If you had 24 hours left on Earth, what would you do?
Wow. 24 hours left on Earth. I would try my best to see, touch, feel, hug, and smell all the people that are important to me. I would try to do all the things, the simple things. I'm not talking like going to Disney World, although that would be nice. But just the everyday things that I would want to experience one last time. And that's probably a bit boring, but
hey, if that's what you want, then hey, that's all that matters. That's what's important.
Yeah.
If you were guaranteed the correct answer to one question in life, what would you ask?
One question in life, what would I ask? I would ask. That's a hard one. I have so many questions. I would want to know what this planet, what our country looks like years, 50, 100 years from now.
Okay.
Maybe 100. 100 is a good, because you can kind of guess what 50 years is going to look like. Century is a little bit longer. I want to know all the details of what our world is going to look like in 100 years.
So a look into the future. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
If you were to have a dinner party and had to invite one musician, one politician, a famous couple, and a family member, who would you invite?
Oh, okay. This is fun. A musician I would invite is Jill Scott.
Mm-hmm.
I love her music. A politician I would invite. It's got to be Barack Obama. I would love to have him in my house.
Yeah.
Famous couple, Jay-Z and Beyonce. Hello. A family member, my husband, because I can't have all these people in a room with me and not have my husband with me.
There you go. To share in the wealth, share in the joy, right? Mm-hmm. If you could sit and have a 1-hour conversation with anyone in the world, alive or dead, who would it be and why?
That's a tough one, too. There's a couple of people that I would want to have a conversation with. And believe it or not, I think I would have the same 1-hour conversation with all of them. Uh-huh. That might be a fun idea for a podcast, having conversations. There's a whole host of people that I would invite, alive or dead, but the reason why is I would want to hear about their experience when they were alive and how they would react to things that are going on in the world today.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. What would you say is one of your favorite quotes?
Okay. I have a lot of those too.
Give me a couple.
As a coach, I'm sure I can pull out. I pull out quotes for every scenario. But my favorite one right now is simplify to amplify.
Oh, I like that one. That one's a good one.
It works in so many different areas, in your personal life, in your life with your children, in your life at work, in relationships, in the world, in government. Simplify to amplify. I think today we're so busy trying to do all the things. And when we do all the things, our energy is spread. It's like a sandwich, just spread a little thin. If I could focus on one side of the sandwich, I can promise you the sandwich would be much better. So how do we simplify our energy, our thoughts, our focus, and really make that thing big and powerful?
I love that one. I've never heard that one before. I like it. Give me one more. Let's hear one more.
One more quote is, better do it now or it'll never get done.
I like that one too. That one's a good and very, very true.
Yep.
Tomorrow what you can do today kind of thing, right?
Right. And we spend so much time making these lists and dreaming up things and never doing the thing. Just do the thing.
Just do it. You just have to, It's just like so much in life. You just have to do it. The more you think about it, the more you'll put it off, the longer you'll wait, and then you'll look behind you and 10 years have got behind you and you're like, where the fuck did all the time go? What did I wasted my time. I could have done this 10 years ago.
Right. And then you do it and it's like, shit, it was that easy?
Yeah, I should have done it 10 years ago.
That was nothing. Why didn't I just do it?
Exactly. What would you say is the best advice you've ever received?
The best advice I've ever received is that I am powerful. And this came from a stranger. Mm-hmm. I forget at the event that I was speaking at. It wasn't related to my coaching. It wasn't related to anything that I would call myself an expert in. I had just was an audience member and I stood up and I responded to something. Uh-huh. And an individual came to me afterwards, just like, you are powerful. Use that power everywhere you go. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not. Don't think that you're not powerful. What you said here today struck me, and I am not struck by things often.
That's inspiring.
Right? I was like, oh my gosh, me?
Me, little old me?
Yeah. And since then, when I'm in spaces and I'm invited to speak or there's an opportunity to speak, I do.
Good for you.
Why not? Because
absolutely. You would take that advice and use it. Use it to your advantage. That's awesome. How do you define success? What does that word mean to you, Cheryl?
Oh, success. That is one of those really trendy words, sort of like leadership. What is it? Kind of, it's different for everyone.
Yep.
So I don't define success as a destination or a goal. I define success in being one with the process, right? Awesome. Success is being able to adjust and constantly improve.
Yeah.
There's no ending to success. You have to be, but it's easier when you fall in love with the process of being successful and reaching your goals, not just the one goal. Once you get to the one goal, there's another one that's birthed out of it.
So it's the journey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Can you share a situation that's occurred in your life that you feel provides insight as to your character, who Cheryl is?
Who Cheryl is? There's a few. There's not a few. There's so many. I am a 30-something-year-old Black woman in our country. If you can imagine the instances and the times that I've been tested and prodded and all the things, I think that there's a scenario in specific where there is a young, a college roommate of mine who I really trusted, and they really did a number on me. They said some words that I've never heard before, and had some actions that shouldn't be done to any human on the planet. And days after this incident, I had a heart-to-heart with her, and I hugged her, and I said, I really appreciate you being in this space and giving me this horrible experience, because I'm going to learn and grow from it, and I hope that one day you learn and grow from it.
That's awesome. That's very big of you. If it was so hurtful, and to be able to process it and then go back after you've processed it and say, you know what, thank you for doing that. You taught me a lesson here.
Yeah, I think about that one often, and this is probably not the space to share it, but I do wonder how she's doing now. And I really do hope with all my heart that she's a changed woman, because we all have so much to offer this planet.
Yeah.
And if your offering or your service to this planet, your family, your community is diminished by one action or incident, then how can we collectively uplift each other if we're,
You're right.
leaning on things of the past?
Well, that's very admirable of you. You should give yourself you deserve a pat on the back for rising above because not a lot of people can. So You should be proud of what you did in that situation, because not everyone will react the same way.
Yeah.
And there you go. That provides insight as to who you are, Cheryl. That's awesome.
Just a little bit.
What does the word empowerment mean to you?
Empowerment means, to me, it doesn't just mean giving someone the power to do things. For me, it's like giving permission to be yourself, and be yourself in a very loud and passionate way. So when I hear the word empowering anything, empowering women, empowering children, to me it means presenting myself in a way that shows others that they can be just as authentic, just as honest, just as silly, and all the things that make them beautiful, without saying specifically, I am giving you permission to be yourself. It's like you can give yourself that permission.
Yeah. Awesome. What makes you smile?
So many things.
You got so many of everything.
I'm smiling right now.
Well, that's good.
Having conversations, I really thrive off connecting with people. So that was challenging this whole COVID season. As I really like to see other people's faces, and I want to see you smile. I'm known to walk around the office in the streets singing and dancing.
Beautiful. That's amazing. See, things like that are infectious. It causes and gives people who see you a reason to smile. Smiles are so infectious and so contagious. It's amazing.
It's true. I've tested the theory myself. I know there's scientific proof behind it, but I share, and it's probably on my feed on my Instagram if you scroll back a ways. I share about this. One day we had a huge meeting, it's like a state conference meeting. There's probably 100 people in the room. It is hot, so hot. There's no air blowing. Yeah. Everyone is miserable, and we all know that this meeting is going to go overtime because it goes overtime every month. And I walked into the room and saw the faces. I'm like, oh hell no, I can't sit in this room with this energy. And I just walk in and start waving my hands like, hello, Cheryl is here. And seeing
the meeting can start now.
It started late too, by the way, but everyone was smiling, and I just sat down in my chair after my little outburst, and it just made me happy to change the energy in the room.
That's awesome. It really is. It's so contagious, and you can brighten someone's day with something as simple as a smile. And the best thing is it doesn't cost you a damn thing. All you have to do is smile. It's better than frowning. For sure. Do you have any big projects that you're currently working on or coming down the pike that you'd like to share with the audience?
I am working on my first online course.
Oh, very cool.
Super fun. I've learned quickly that one-on-one coaching is amazing to have that one-on-one time with a client, but there are women who I serve that are unable to commit to the one-on-one coaching time. They're looking for fixes in areas of their life, like productivity and organization and mindset, and they need a quick fix. Yeah. Or they need to be able to access that fix over an extended amount of time, or really like weekend warrior it out and just kill it in the weekend. Yeah. The way Cheryl is set up now, I don't have that option. Like I really don't. So I'm working right now to create an online course that goes through the different areas that I coach on often, answering the same frustrations and pain points of busy women who are doing all the things. So I'm planning to roll that out. I'm not sure when it's going to roll out, but it'll be on my Instagram or on my website.
Awesome. And where can people find this? Where can they look for it?
cheerfullycheryl.com.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure you'll get it done.
Oh, yeah.
Good for you for doing it, though. Putting the wheels in motion and just making it happen. Just doing it instead of talking about it, right?
Yeah.
What would you say is one of the most important things you've learned in your life? And what was your life like before learning it? And what was your life like after learning it?
The most important thing I've learned in life, I think, is that people take seconds to judge your whole life. Seconds. Before I really understood that, it's something that's commonly known. Before I understood that, I was just, my whatever. I was doing all the things. I wore whatever I wanted. You guys, I don't know if you've seen me before, but I spent probably a year. I would only dress in very rainbow goth clothes. I had earrings.
Did you say rainbow goth?
Rainbow. It was like the Cheerfully Cheryl version of goth. Which I later found was really Harajuku. But in any case, like, I was really expressive, and I'm blessed to have grown up with my mom who just let me do all the things, stripes and polka dots, and, do whatever with my hair. Yeah. But that translated when I moved into college. Like, I really just did whatever I wanted. And I learned in a very clear way that you can't always be on the outskirts, depending on what you're looking to do. That people take just a moment to judge everything about you, from your personality to your cleanliness to your income, your status, all the things. And once I learned that, I was able to get access to jobs and leadership positions that I might not have been able to get otherwise.
Yeah.
That's not just coming from like Rainbow Goth Girl, but that's coming from Cheryl, the recent college graduate, who is a woman of color. Like, you had to make those changes.
Yeah.
And just professional, right? Like, there's a certain level of professionality. And once I learned that, I think I was able to still be myself and express myself in very visual ways.
Yeah.
While being able to present myself in that first, 30 seconds, so that you can get a clear idea of my character.
Well, I mean, it's true. We as humans do, I don't care what anybody says, we do judge books by their covers. Mm-hmm. It's human nature. It's not until we get to know the person or speak with the person that we're able to form a better opinion or judgment of. And I mean, really, honestly, who are we to judge anybody?
Right.
Right. So, but it's human nature. We just naturally do it. You judge a book by its cover, and it shouldn't be that way, but it's what we do.
Yeah. Especially nowadays, where there's so much stuff that's heavily online.
Yes.
Right. There's a reason why people spend so much money in photography and clothing and hair and makeup to look a specific way. It means a lot for different people.
For sure.
I think realizing that for me was like, oh, okay, well, I can be myself and also, be professional.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
Piece of advice would be to don't stress the small stuff.
Yeah.
My younger self stressed out about all the things, as most young people do. It's not just, the things that I stressed out about 10 years ago are like easy as pie today. Mm-hmm. So I wish I could go back and be like, Cheryl, that grade doesn't really matter as much as you're making it out to be, or that not getting that raise doesn't mean that you're not smart or worthy. I really wish that.
But at the time, it seems like the end of the world, or the weight of the world's on your shoulders at the time, right?
Oh, yeah. And remember, I spent a lot of time in theater. I'm pretty dramatic. And then if I could give myself, again, I said I just officially Cheerfully Cheryl a year and a half ago. The advice I would give myself a year and a half ago was to show up more.
Yeah.
And put myself out there and not be afraid, because most of the time people don't know your inner struggle.
Yeah, that's right.
So, and don't be afraid to show the inner struggle.
Yeah. Well, what's that saying? Other people's opinions of you is none of your business.
Right.
Right.
That's it. Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't, when it's all said and done, it doesn't matter. Just be you, be authentic you, and do what you feel you need to do, and don't worry about what other people say or think. Just do it. As long as you're not hurting anyone and you're trying to better yourself and do something for you or your family, or who gives a shit what other people think.
And you know what? I noticed too, people don't think. Like the
Yeah,
things that we stress out about, I didn't even notice that. Like who cares?
Yeah, exactly. And lastly, Cheryl, if you were to deliver your last 30-second speech to the world, what would that last 30 seconds sound like?
It would be, your happiness and joy is connected to so many pieces of your life. There's no one quick fix. There's no, slim drink. There's no productivity tool. There's no coach. There's no mentor that can help you get true happiness. It's something that is constant. If you have the systems and the routines to aid you in that, it becomes so much more helpful. But you can't, you can be happy in a lot of different ways, but to have consistent happiness, you have to address all the areas of your life that feed into joy, whether it's your relationships, which are so important, your health, your career, your dreams, the achievements that you have and want to have. So I would encourage the world to really lean into the things that you truly want and continue to work towards those things to have constant joy and constant gratitude.
Awesome advice. Thank you for sharing that, Cheryl. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you. I really do appreciate you being a guest and showing up to be part of my podcast and part of my mission, part of my community. It's been wonderful chatting with you, and thank you. I appreciate you for sharing a bit of your journey and story. It's been wonderful talking with you. You're an inspiration. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. And you did not lie. It wasn't terrible and it wasn't too scary for my first podcast. And I appreciate you for making it that way for me.
Well, there you go. You've got a podcast under your belt. I wouldn't lie to you. It's not that bad. It's fairly straightforward and easy. And I think I do an okay job of making my guests feel comfortable and at ease. So
you certainly do.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Once again, my name is Brad Welsh, host of your Empowerography Podcast. My guest today has been Cheryl Simmons. She is the founder and owner of Cheerfully Cheryl, based in New York. Thanks again, Cheryl, for being part of my movement and community. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon.
You too. Bye.
Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca and follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.